All right. So if y'all don't know who Kristy Scott is and her husband Desmond Scott, they are this really cute couple that he like adores her and she does these wild and goofy things, and they have been uh together for almost 12 years. I think they met when they were 14 or so, like that.
It was definitely like a high school, like
High
met in
school
high
thing.
school.
And she's just now 30. They started dating as teens, married in 2014, and built life in front of millions of people on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, chronicling their family. They became a beloved couple beloved couple to brands and to millions of people. So on December 30th, Kristy cited alleged infidelity as the reason for the split. Desmond went public on a story and said, and I quote, "I want to begin by apologizing to Kristy, our family, and everyone who has been impacted by the public attention. I know this news has been disappointing for many, and I am truly sorry for the hurt I caused. Kristy, the mother of my children, that I always come first. I remain fully committed to being an active, present, and loving parent." He said he faced challenges in the marriage and sincere efforts to work through them. And after that, he made choices he's not proud of. And in one segment, I think he said he wanted to separate, and then she didn't want that. And then he made choices, and then he filed for divorce. So they're filing for divorce. A lot of people have been really talking about this because they are like this perfect couple, you know. Because he's funny. He got this amazing laugh. He's funny. He's hilarious. They do all that kind of stuff. I think I know why she filed for divorce. I'm not, I'm gonna speculate why I think she filed for divorce.
Man, I mean, listen.
But it's a relationship conversation that needs to happen, because when perfect couples separate, it needs to let everybody know we're all the same. We're all going through the same shit. We're all dealing with the same thing in relationships, whether you're rich or middle class or trying to come up in the world. Relationships are complicated and complex, and money doesn't solve everything. Sometimes it even makes it worse.
Listen, she accused him of, cheating. Maybe they made different. But what it definitely was is he took responsibility for his actions.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hope that, they're able to reconcile for the sake of, their children.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to lie to you guys, as a 27-year-old single man, there's pee in this dating pool. So I'm hoping
it's like that.
I'm hoping they work it out.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what I think happened. This is me. This is the OG. I think he got somebody else pregnant.
Oh,
because that's the only reason a woman, if you cheat, a woman gonna say infidelity, and then you were divorced after 14 years of marriage.
But you know what? I think things are a little different now. Like, I think there's there's a lot in this situation, right? There's self-respect that she probably has. That she's over it. Hey, you want to go out with another woman? All right, you can have that. You just can't have me. And I get that side of it.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't see. Here's it. Well, listen, it's hard for people. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't get married in my 20s, because I really didn't know me. I really didn't know what I wanted out of life. I really didn't understand. And I know we push marriage so much, and I think it's necessary. I think coupling and families are extremely important. But a lot of times, we don't know ourselves. And it's funny because Ryan Davis has been posting these clips online. Ryan cold-blooded, because he's posting his comedy special, and he's talking about things in the comedy special, but they're aligning perfectly with videos of them, where it's like the man's just minding his business, and here comes his wife like, I'm not gonna be his piece, but I'm gonna be in his face, or something like whatever. It's a bunch of videos that I've been seeing going around like that, and it's like, do we really know if Desmond was happy? Do we really know if he felt like part of that? You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, like, when you meet at such a young age and you're committed, I fall on this side with you. Like, for me, I'm only just now figuring out, all right, these are the things I want. These are the things I want out of life. So at 14 years old, getting married in your early 20s, like, there's no way anybody has that level of discernment to say, this is what I want.
And then you get money and fame. And I'll say this, look, this is my personal opinion. You can be rich, married, and faithful. I agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. You can be rich, married, and faithful. What I think it is impossible to do is be rich, married, faithful, and famous. Fame is the killer. There are plenty of rich, married, faithful people out there. Plenty of them. Millions of people. Fame is the killer because fame, it changes the level of attention that you get. It's not just like Desmond. Like I've seen their journey. He done got a beard now. He done got the Drake beard. He got money. He got a pretty wife. Like the DMs was probably flooded.
Oh yeah, we as men are definitely weaker, and we give easier into temptation like that.
Well, because this is the thing though. As Chris Rock said, men are as faithful as their options. You know what I'm saying? And so again, if they've been together that long, if that's the only woman he's ever known, I'm a big fan of love. I'm not here to poo-poo on love, but men know the curiosity that's like, bro, I'm married. I'm like, I don't even know myself. I got money, great life. I'm doing all these things, and maybe he just was like, yo, this is not really what he wanted to do. Man, didn't really want to.
I think each year, a couple, when you're in that same situation, you got to have that conversation. Yo, what do you want? I think even on a basic level, any relationship I've been, or at least long term, it's always been, hey, check in. What do you want? Is this the direction you want to go in?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think enough people have those conversations.
I think things are happening so fast. You're making a ton of money. Life is great, but money isn't solving it, and money doesn't make you happy. I think that's all at times. I'll compare this to like when you see people go on reality shows. Usually the husbands be like, the women they be the stars. The husband be in the background like, I ain't really signed up for this, and before you know it, he got a side chick. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like that's happened on every Real Housewives. Every husband that goes on Real Housewives of Atlanta or Housewives winds up having a mistress or something on the side because the wife is the star of the show. The dudes didn't sign up for this, but you are now also famous because your wife is famous, and now other women are like, well, I want him, and I'm trying to holler at him. And sometimes dudes just fold. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's what happens. That's why I say I've been asked to do reality shows throughout the last 20 years, and I said I will never do a reality show when it comes to those types of shows because it will always attract the type of women and attention that I don't want and push away the type of women and attention that I do. That's why I've never done it. I've been asked to be on. Man. I done got Love and Hip Hop calls. I done got Housewife calls. Like, I'm cool. I like my privacy. I'm good. I don't need to be on none of that shit. Like, I'm building my $1 billion business, and I like privacy, and I like my freedom, and I wouldn't do that.
So my final question to this is, I've seen so often that when it comes to gender wars, it's typically the black community that's at the center. You may hear about a Kardashian. Taylor Swift is probably the most notable person outside the black community who's had the relationship spoken on. Why us?
I think we are so emotional, and being loved and being cared about and being protected is something that we haven't known as a people. You know what I'm saying? Just coming out of slavery and all these things that, the trust, the identity of who you are as a person, getting to know yourself. And also I say this quite often that we're the only community that puts our gender before our race.
Yep.
Listen to what I'm saying. And I'm going to say this. We're the only community that puts our gender before our race. We are black before we are anything. And so when you see these men versus women, like when everybody has an opinion about who did what or who did right or wrong in the relationship, is because when you're black first, your identity is rooted in your community and your culture. That's why you don't see these gender wars in the Asian community. You don't see these gender wars in the Latino community. You don't see these gender wars in the white and Jewish community. You don't see them. You don't even see them in the African community, typically. You know what I'm saying? But America, we don't have any nationalism. So if you're black first, you care about your people first. But we care about it's men versus women before it's black versus everybody. You understand what I'm saying? That's the part. It's black versus everybody that don't F with us first. When you have that, you're going to protect your women. You're going to respect. There's more respect that you're going to have for the women that you date. Like I said, I've never been with white women, no shade or nothing like that. I've always been attracted to black women. So I'm always black first. I'm always thinking about that. So when you're not rooted in that, it's easy. It's easy for black men. Matter of fact, this is crazy. This is a sidebar. Someone sent me a video and I saved it, and I'm gonna play it because this was an audio room that was happening on Clubhouse, and the women in the room were talking to a white man about how they hated black men, and they didn't want to, and they wanted to not even have a world with black men. I'm not even lying. Let me pull this up right now, and I know it's a fly on Audible, but you need to hear this because this sounds crazy.
This conversation should be to like progress, right? Unless you're ladies that you don't want to deal with men at all, then we should talk about it.
We don't want to deal with black men at all.
I love all men and not black men. Just not black men.
Well, is there any women here who don't want to deal with men, period, or is it just black men, or is it a mixture?
It's just black men, and we actually want non-black men's help in these corrections that you speak of.
So what are the corrections that you're looking for specifically?
Force, because that's the only thing that's gonna work.
But I mean, what are you looking for black men to arrive at? A place of understanding of like, what do you want to see?
Well,
we believe that there is no hope for them. That we don't believe in changing their minds. We don't. But I'm trying not to say what I really want to say because you're on stage. But if they could not exist, hey, we wouldn't be mad at.
Bro, she said if black men could not exist, we wouldn't be mad at that. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't no other race talking about. If Asian men couldn't exist, we'd be happy. If Latino men couldn't exist, we'd be happy. That proves exactly what I be talking about. That's crazy.
You think we've been indoctrinated into that mindset?
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying is like, this is the only city in my mind that always keeps, to me, keeps black women at the forefront of my thoughts at all times. Because I see so many black women. I see so many professional, successful, amazing, beautiful black women. We got Spelman down here. We got Georgia State. We got Clark. You know what I'm saying? We have these amazing colleges. We have all these female entrepreneurs. We have black political leadership. We've had Keisha Lance Bottoms. We've had Shirley Franklin. We've had Stacey Abrams. You know, we've had black women are always part of the conversation in Atlanta, Georgia. So I think that's why, we feel and have, think the way that we do.
With that being said, are there any lingering thoughts that you have on this, man? This is just real sad. As I said, I hope that Kristy and them are able to working out.
Listen, hold on. I ain't trying to sound like an asshole. They'll be all right. They 30 millionaires. They're both beautiful. They've had 2 kids. Like when it comes to life's boxes, they've checked off almost all of them. They've been married. They have 2 amazing children. They're successful. They made a lot of money. And just go figure your lives out. It's okay. Like life is not going to be perfect. Just figure your lives out. Continue. And maybe they'll reconcile. They're young enough. Maybe they can figure things out and reconcile later. He can get his family back. Nothing is permanent, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me. I just think he might have had a little break baby or something and did some shit. And that's it.